one of my favorite strategies, my go-to on a daily basis in which I primarily trade, is supply and demand, okay? And it all centers around multi-chart confluence. And I've talked about that, time and time again in videos, and I'll continue doing so. Kind of beating this horse to death, because I want people to really understand the simple concept of how urgent and how important it is to understand multi-chart confluence using multiple, I'm not saying time frames, but in a sense, yes, because I don't trade time-based charts, I trade range. So on range charts, using multiple higher and lower base charts, I'll say it like that, to identify high probability setups, meaning supply and demand. Now, I talk about here on the channel the strategy in full, about marking up a higher base chart, whether it's supply or demand zone, and then moving down. Well, first and foremost, marking that zone up, okay, is I have to see, first and foremost, I must see a gap, okay, an area where there's an unmitigated zone resting, unmitigated area resting back at the zone, whether it's supply or demand. I'm gonna show you a couple examples of what I'm talking about today. On the charts, especially like on the 21st of October, not August. We're way past that now. A couple entries that you could have actually taken if you understand market structure. Market structure is everything. Please understand it, grasp it, because it's going to help you become consistent and profitable if you understand. So if you're a beginner trader right now watching this video, stop before you find an account. Stop before you sign up for some prop firm, just thinking that you're going to try to make some quick money. If you can grasp the understanding of market structure, following, the basis of higher highs and higher lows, looking for reversals, seeing the market make lower lows and lower highs, tied together with the principle or concept of breaks of structure, you will put yourself on the right path, all right, to be successful in doing this stuff correctly. I'm telling you this for a reason. So I'm going to show you a few setups today. I've been doing this for over 13 years now. Again, I'm putting it out there. My first 2 years, I struggled. I did not, wasn't consistently profitable. It was hit or miss. I'd be up one day, down one day, probably going through the same cycle what a lot of people are going through. And then they get burnt out, meaning in a sense to where they think trading is a scam or it doesn't work. Trading is probably one of the most profitable things that anyone could do. You can make more money doing this than any other profession. And it takes time. You're not going to get rich overnight doing this, but it's all about compounding in the end. If you got a smaller account, compound that account and watch it grow. I'm serious. Like, you can really turn a small, just say $2,500 account into a larger account over time. And you can do this consistently within a matter of just 6 months. I'm talking about a $2,500 account and watching it grow to a few $100,000. And in all honesty, it can definitely happen. But there is a certain calculation or formula that goes behind that. And you have to be, stick and be regiment to a certain plan, and doing that just as well. But that account can actually grow if you know what you're doing. All right. Some people are probably saying, well, how can you take $2,500 and watch it grow to a couple $100,000? Look, I'm not going to share that in this video here. I'll probably maybe in a video to the elite members somewhere down the road go in more detail about that. Talking about that, but not in today's video. We're talking about the actual strategy, okay? And I just want to show you that because this is what it takes to be able to do what I'm talking about. And you're basically just a quick little clip or a piece of advice. You are compounding daily, okay? And you're looking for a certain percent to pull out of the market daily. And each time your account balance grows, you're looking, and you have more in your account. It's a certain amount every single day, okay, for a set period of time. Just going to put that out there, okay? So you can actually do this if you understand market structure and how to trade these markets correctly, all right? And it's all about just, like I said, starting small and watching it grow. So, for example, I want to show you, understanding market structure, you need to understand what's going on. Here you can see the market, and I'm just going to give a quick rundown. Market making higher highs and higher lows, reversal making lower lows and lower highs, breaking structure upside, breaking structure lower. Now, a lot of you probably have been frustrated because we have been moving sideways the last few days, okay? But that's okay because you can still understand, should be able to see what's going on within the market. So when the market started making this move to the downside, it pushed lower, making lower lows and lower highs, breaking structure. Then it turns back around and starts breaking structure back to the upside, taking a high here, taking a high here, taking a high here. Those are all areas where the market broke structure. Then it makes this high here. Okay, we start to pull back and we start to make lower lows and lower highs to the downside, and then it gets choppy. Okay, it got choppy the latter part of October, the 17th, the 18th, the 21st, 22nd, and then today we sold off, right? But in between this range is some opportunities in which you can trade if you understand the idea of market structure. You can use a simple scalping strategy, one of my favorites, in doing this on a daily basis. So take a look here. If this is our high here and the market is making lower lows and lower highs to the downside, look what it happens. Well, first of all, it taps into a demand zone here on the 17th, from the 17th of October, and then blast to the upside. Now, when it does that, look what it's doing as well. It's taking out structure to the upside, okay? All right, you see, it's moving higher, making higher highs and higher lows, breaking structure to the upside, okay? And right here was a nice pullback to look for opportunity to go long. Then the market turns around, and then it starts making lower lows and lower highs, okay? Now, we haven't taken out this low right here, right? We have a high in between a high and a low right now. So this is where the market, like I talk about a lot, gets to the point to where it starts wedging. You see that? That's a wedge, a high and a low right here. So there's still opportunity, like I said, to scalp the markets if you know what you're doing correctly. So when the market starts to make break structure to the downside, meaning it took out this low right here, took out this low right here, there's an opportunity for a quick scalp back up here when it tests this area of supply resting right here. Now, we haven't taken out this major low, nor have we taken out this major high here, but this is a area of supply resting right here, and that's why I have the zone marked. It's a high probability zone off my higher time frame. So it starts there, marking off the higher base chart first. 120, mark the supply zone. Then we're going to move down to the lower base chart, my 24, and the rest of all the goodness, meaning all of what we want to see unfold, the rest of the ingredients to the full-on recipe. That chart there is where everything unfolds at, okay? So let's move down to the 24 range right quick. You see this pullback right here? This is that higher base zone that I marked, that supply zone off my 120 range chart. So this top-down analysis, mark the higher base chart first, the zone, where there's a gap back resting at the zone, and then look for an area on the inside of that zone from the higher base zone off the higher base chart to see if you can find and redefine a smaller zone off your lower base entry chart, the 24 range for me. It could be a 5-minute chart for you. I'm not saying those two charts are comparable because they're not, because range and time-based charts are calculated differently. You should know that if you trade time-based charts, candles close, open and close every 5, 15, whatever, hour, whatever the case is. All right, and range is calculated a little bit different. Range charts, the candles are all basically calculated based on the volume, the influx of volume coming in and out of the market, okay? So when the market pulls back to this zone right here at, say, 930, say 940 right here, we got a supply zone. Both of them have gaps resting at it. I'm looking here at this opportunity. Two things. You can get in aggressive. When that first candle closes, get in on the break, or wait for the break and close of the candle here at 20,477, and then look to go short. Okay, so it's pretty easy there because all we're doing is looking for multi-chart confluence. Where to place your stop at? The back end right here at 488. Give yourself a few points breathing room because they love to. The market makers love to. They'll see you get into this trade right here. Orders coming in, sell orders coming in. They'll test that area to the T most times, and that's what can scare you out the market right there. So you have to understand and be confident about the trade setups that you're actually taking and stay in them. So this is a beautiful supply setup, but I'm talking about using the scalping strategy. That's what this is, that I use every single day. Okay, now are there going to be setups every single day and on the chart? It may not be. There may be 1, 2 setups, 3 setups a day. There may not be none, okay, depending on the actual market conditions and price action. So this is where I talk about as well. Have other instruments, other things you can look at. If you're not looking at the NASDAQ, maybe look at the ES, maybe look at the Dow. A good commodity to trade is gold just as well. If you like trading currencies, have a few things on your watch list three or four markets to look at. You would definitely find opportunity setups just like this. If you don't find it in one market, look at a different market. All right, so then the market does its thing. You can, this is a pretty much, if you got in at say 477, the market goes down here to 452. You could pick yourself up there, basically 20 points or a little bit more than that. Then the market pushes to the upside. But if you look above to see what we have a supply area resting right above. High probability zone on the higher base chart. I'm back on the 120. All right, it gets to it. I got a zone mark there on the inside. Okay, that's what this smaller base zone right here is. If I go to the left-hand side of the chart, you'll see it. I'll scroll over right quick. Don't want to make this a long-winded video. Here we go, right here. High probability, 24 range supply zone resting on the inside of the 120 range supply zone. Okay, what does it do? This is where the big move happened on the 21st, I believe it was. Yeah. The market rejected. You can see it rejecting right here. Okay, we're wicking the tops right there. That's a form of resistance being built up, but not just that, but it's a form of rejection to where they don't want to push higher. The market sells off and slams to the downside. Okay, you can definitely pick your 20 points up right here or more. Stop loss is going to go on the back end in here at 20,555 or say 558, 559. Give yourself some breathing room, like I talk about, and it slams to the downside. Let's move on because I want to show you a demand setup resting below this area here. See this? This is that area where on the trade I just showed you here where the market just sold off. Now, what took place here as the market was pushing higher and tapped the supply zone, it actually broke structure above. Okay, so this was the low, this was that high I talked about earlier in the video. The market pushes up, pulls back, breaks structure, breaks above these highs here, breaks above this high here. So we got two areas where the market is breaking structure above. And then on the way back down, there's a beautiful area of demand resting now. Let's go down to the 24 range. I got it marked up. There's a gap right there at the zone. Guys, if you don't quite understand what I'm talking about gaps back resting at the zone, they're just imbalances resting at the zone. I talk about that on tons of videos. Spend some time watching them. You'll start to slowly grasp. If you want more detailed information surrounding these type setups and the strategy, you may want to become an elite member. It's very inexpensive. It's only $6.99 a month. If you scroll down to the description portion of the video, you'll see two links. The first one is the Discord. The second one is where it says become an elite member. That's the one you want to choose if you want to get these videos to where I break down these trades using the strategy, going in detail about the strategy as if you're sitting right next to me. You don't even have to have a one-on-one session, guys. This is where I break it down as if I'm talking to you directly, to where I give you the full-on details, and there are tons and tons of trade breakdowns videos that I have actually recorded and posted to all those who are elite members. You guys are receiving them. I thank you for all the beautiful comments. I thank you for telling me basically that these videos have helped you out tremendously. And lots of people have come and gone. Some are still here. But look, the thing about it is that once you become consistent in seeing these type of setups, you can take ones just like this and become profitable. So if you're interested in joining and becoming an elite member, the link is down in the description portion of the video. Click on it. It says become an elite member. Once you do so, there'll be two tiers that will pop up once you click the link. Choose the one for $6.99, and then you're going to gain access directly to the trade breakdown videos, the great video I did covering market structure, basically like a market structure one-on-one video, as well as a video playlist, okay? So moving on. This is that demand zone resting right here. And just one other thing. If you're interested in joining the Discord, scroll down. It's that first link, okay? It is free to join the Discord. All right, so down here at the latter portion right here, we have a gap resting right here, unmitigated zone. Beautiful area of demand. So I moved down to my 24 range. This is that area right here. Now, this was a little bit different because, and it still works out, we have a high probability zone where there's a gap on the higher base chart, okay? Now, what you can focus in on is not all times, like I said, where you find where the market may tap directly into a high probability zone on the lower base chart, the 24 range within the 120. It may not be one there. But if it taps a low probability zone, okay, and you get rejection off of there, you can still take the shot to go long. Why? Because you're tapping into a higher base zone off of a higher base chart, okay? So the 120 is already a higher probability setup with that area of demand resting right here. And if we tap into a lower probability, demand. If I say supply, I meant to say demand, guys. Sorry about that. Demand zone resting right here. You can see the rejection forming right here. They're rejecting. They're pushing that right here. Okay. It taps into it. You don't. Let's see where it taps into it at. Right here's where it taps into it. Okay. Taps into it, and then it starts to wicking right here. Yeah, you wait for the break and close. If you got into it here, it does push back a little bit against you, but it never broke the demand area is what I'm trying to show you right here. The original demand area, what this zone is low probability because there is no gap back at it here on the 24 range. But again, we're in a higher probability or high probability zone off of the 120. Okay, and just as well, the reason why. As another means of confluence, look and use multiple means of confluence, okay? Because the more confluence you have on your side, the better the trade is going to work out. This is a low probability zone, again, but we're tapping into a high probability zone off the higher base chart, but it's also a half number at 20,350. All this confluence coming together would have should have kind of triggered you to get into the trade. So maybe you got into the trade up here around 60, boom, it goes all the way up to 95, almost 20,400, and you could have capitalized on that move. Look for opportunities like this. What I'm trying to say, if they don't unfold and you don't really see that many setups in one instrument, move over to a different market and see if you can capture one on the ES or the Dow, or maybe you trade the Russell or gold or some means of commodity or oil or natural gas, whatever it is that you like to trade. See if you can find setups like this on your charts. Simple as that. But the key to everything, the binding glue, is market structure. Please take your time, understand it. If you're watching these videos for the first time as a beginner, before you start funding your account, please do yourself the biggest favor, and that being understand, learn market structure. It will make the difference in how you trade. Okay. If you don't believe me, you can ask some of our community members. They'll tell you. Okay. Outside of that, guys, that's all I want to share with you today. I appreciate everyone that tunes in and watches these videos on a daily basis. Do me a favor. If the videos have been helping you out, down in the comment section, just say, Mike, the videos are awesome. Mike, I like the videos. I love them. They've been helping me out. My trading has gotten better. I'm in a better place than where I was before. Leave me some type of comment to let me know that this video content and how it's helping you out. Okay. Outside of that, guys, like I said, that's all I have. If you're a first-time viewer and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please take the time to go ahead. See that subscribe button down below? You don't want to miss any of the video content. Trust me. Click on that. And make sure you turn on your post notifications so you don't miss any of the content uploads here on the channel. All right. Outside of that, that's all I have. Again, if you're interested in becoming an elite member, the link is down in the description portion of the video. Scroll down, you'll see it. But other than that, that's all I have. Please drop a like on the video by simply clicking the thumbs up button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Take care. See you in the next one.